If you're interested in the wonderful world of modeling or beauty competitions, you do need photographs at some stage. And we're very happy to have Kevin with us, and he's going to tell us about photography and why he is here today. Kevin.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
That's good. I think a lot of the things that models don't, newer models don't understand is that there's an etiquette and there's a few things that they can do to help the whole shoot happen well, and that's what I was going to talk about today anyway, so I'll just practice on you guys.
Practice on us. Kevin, let's go. Cool.
Basically, before a model gets to a shoot, it's really important that they do a few things, and they're going to sound ridiculously simple, but I'm going to say them anyway. Something like make sure you get some sleep before the shoot. You don't go party the night before.
Ja, mooi luister.
Looking after your skin and your body, that's a daily routine. But also making sure you're on time for the shoot. That's not difficult. That's what GPSs are for. That's what map books are for. That's what Google on your BlackBerry is for. So that's important. Also important, before you book a portfolio, for instance, is that you do your research. Do not just book a shoot with a photographer. There are too many, not just dodgy and scary photographers out there, but there are too many just people who weren't photographers 3 weeks ago and now are, saying they are photographers.
Agreed,
so just to protect yourself, so you need to do lots of research. You need to maybe see if you can recognize anyone in their portfolio, and if you can, then you need to maybe speak to that person or email them and say, how was the shoot experience? Because that leads me on to my next point, is that when you get to a shoot, it's very important to respect everybody's time and to respect the photographer. So what I mean by that is, when you're in makeup, it's not the model's job to be telling the makeup artist how to do their job. You've got to keep quiet, you've got to sit still, and you've got to trust the makeup artist to do what they're employed to do. They've trained for this. They're good at that. Models who start to try and tell the makeup artist what to do, it's annoying and it's unnecessary, and it just puts a dampener on the whole shoot. The same goes with the stylists. If you're lucky enough to work with someone like Werner or whoever the stylist is, you need to keep quiet. Your job is not the clothes. Your job is the modeling. Your job is not the makeup. Your job is not the hair. Your job is you're basically a canvas that these people are using to paint and to dress up and to make the hair beautiful. It's not. You're not in charge of what that looks like. So during the process of getting ready, it's important to be respectful and to be encouraging to the people around you, and not, if you're asked an opinion, sure, great, give them your opinion on the makeup. But if you're not asked an opinion, then it's actually better that you just keep it to yourself. Because, like I said, if you want to do makeup, then be a makeup artist. Don't be a model. When it comes to the shoot itself, the most important things, I think, is that you just take a deep breath and you relax. Because and again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, you need to trust your photographer before you start shooting. You can't, while you're shooting, be thinking, I wonder if this guy's going to get this right, or I wonder if this girl knows what she's doing. It's too late. When you're in the shoot, you have to trust the photographer. So you can't be like questioning the location or the background, or your job as a model is the pose and the expression. And that's really what you're paid for. You're paid, as a model, you're paid to look great in the clothes, but on the day, all that you're responsible for is the pose and the expression and the feeling of that photograph. If you're dressed up in a tutu and you think it's horrible,
that's it.
Then you make the tutu work.
Yep.
If you have bright purple lipstick that you don't like, you make the purple lipstick work. Those things are not your responsibility. Your responsibility is mostly what's happening in your head. And why I say that is, this is something that your parents or grandparents would have said before, or have known since time began. It's not something I made up, but real beauty only happens when you feel okay. When you feel good about yourself, when you feel beautiful, then it's going to come out in the photograph and you're going to look beautiful. And the proof of that is easy. The proof of that is in any bride. Any bride on her wedding day looks glorious, and it's just such a beautiful thing. And most of that, they don't transform. There's no little switch that goes on. It's people around them telling them they look beautiful. They've got a dress they're excited to wear. They've picked a makeup artist that they trust, and they love the makeup, they love the hair, and that feeling of like, I actually look beautiful today is why every bride looks beautiful. It's not because of the makeup artist.
Yeah.
It's not because of the dress. It's not because of the hair. It's because of her friends around her telling her how beautiful she looks, and it's that she for once trusts that I'm going to look beautiful today. And that feeling of I'm actually going to look okay, that is what the photographer needs. And that isn't something the photographer, you can have the best photographer in all the world, in the most expensive studio with the most amazing equipment, until you actually feel okay about yourself.
Yeah.
The photo will never have that X factor. The photo will never have that presence, that power. And that's, if you want to know in one simple sentence what I want from a model, I want a model who's professional, on time, looks after herself, is friendly with all the other people involved in the shoot, from my assistant to the coffee lady, and someone who isn't going to stand in front of my camera and worry about her weight and worry about her nose that she thinks is skew, but the whole world can't see what she's talking about. We have to be able to get over our insecurities, have to be able to get over worrying about our weight, worrying about our teeth that aren't perfect, or our ears, or a jaw that's too strong. I've heard it all, girls.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the things you're concerned about, they do not exist. They are not real. They are things that you got teased about in high school or in primary school, and you believe they're real, but they're not real.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to overcome those insecurities before you can truly be beautiful. And if you look at any kids, any loved little child running around, we all love to take photos of them. We all think they're beautiful. Every child is beautiful, and most of that has to do with no baggage. They're not running around going, gee, I'm a bit fat, or gee, I don't have the nicest clothes on. Kids don't worry about that. They're just enjoying life. And
cool.
That's pretty much the most important thing, is that you're in a good place, you're feeling in a good place. And that's not as easy as it sounds.
Yes.
Sorry,
wonderful. No, wonderful. That's what we wanted to hear. Girls, take note. A professional, that's exactly what you maybe didn't want to hear, but you got to listen to this. Baie dankie, Kevin. Wonderlike advies.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing your work. Thanks.